Hello and welcome to the Crookedrivercast. I am Robert, your host for today's show, and joining me every week is my friend Tom to help us keep track of or get in front of or whatever fits your fancy. All the things that are going on in Northeast Ohio. This is show 23, recorded on August 23rd, 2025. Another show, another week. Wait, no, the other way around. Let's see what's going on. Jeez. Hey, Tom. How you doing?
In the morning, Rob.
In the morning.
I see you're having some bumps in the road this morning.
Yeah, it took a couple tries on the intro, and even the third try screwed it up. But that's okay. We'll roll with it.
It's all right.
Yeah, it was how was your week? Busy?
Yeah, work's getting busier, and it was a decent week. Just went by quick. Summer's almost over. It's bumming me out a little bit.
Yes, we will talk about that towards the end of the show. Somehow we put something to that in the good things segment, which I'm not sure it is good things, but we'll talk about that way later. Yeah, busy week for me. We had a little vacation trip out to Cedar Point, which we'll dig in a little deeper later because we have a story that's related conveniently that I can relate to later. I think it probably took me 2 days to recover from 2 days at Cedar Point. So that's not bad.
No, that's called 50 plus.
50, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess technically I'm 50 plus considering. Yeah, okay. Damn it. We just got speaking of that, we just got something in the mail from Nielsen ratings. They're trying to, they want.
Really? They still do that?
Yeah, they want surveys and stuff like that. So I think we got one before and thrown away, and this one actually had a legitimate real dollar in it. Cash money. So I got to open it, right?
Yeah.
Got to open it. And so as I'm looking at the survey, it asks you a bunch of these questions like, how do you get this? And how much time you spend? And then what's your age category? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Phew. 34 to 55 and then 55 plus. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not into 55 plus yet.
Yeah. After 55, they don't really count you too much.
Yeah. They don't care about you. Yeah.
But you know what? I think that should change, actually. I think, I do think that should be bumped up probably, I would say, to 60.
Probably 60 plus should go up because.
Yeah. I think 55, 56 is still, they're spending money because it's all about how much you're spending. Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. Because it's advertised based, all about advertising and all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. So that was funny. I thought I got a laugh out of that. But I have a question for you, Tom, before we start the show.
What's that?
Anything in particular you've been listening to this week that may be of interest to the folks? Anything?
Listening to?
Yeah. Anything you can't get out of your headphones or off your record player?
Yeah, I still have that.
What was the last record you put on your turntable?
Oh, it was Ozzy. It was Bark at the Moon.
Sense. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I have been rediscovering Alice in Chains.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's always nice to kind of get back into your old collection.
But not even the newer stuff. The stuff they came out with in the 2000s. They're still making albums.
Oh,
Alice in
okay.
Chains.
Yeah, that shows you how much I'm paying. You know what the problem is? You don't hear it anywhere, so it's hard to keep up with this stuff unless you're like a fan that's like paying attention to what their favorite, your few favorite bands are doing.
Right. We've talked about this numerous times in the past. There's no discovery anymore.
Yeah, it's hard. Makes it harder.
You have to literally follow bands on social media, go to their websites to know when the new albums are coming out.
Yep. Yeah, and Alice in Chains, I do like them. I mean, I'm just not the biggest fan, but I would definitely be interested. Like, I wish you could turn on the radio and just spontaneously hear it and go, oh, I'm going to check out this CD.
And the other thing I stumbled upon, I think this was during COVID, Stone Temple Pilots they replayed live in studio all their first two albums, Core, and then I can't remember the second one, with the new singer who resembles now I forgot his name.
I forget his name too. Gosh,
I totally left my head, but resembles him looks wise and I tip my tongue and sound wise too. And I was like, man, this sounds really good. I mean, the guys look a little older. The
little bit.
The Leo brothers are the guys who started that band, but
Scott Weiland.
Scott Weiland, yes, and and the Alice in Chains lead singer was Lane Staley.
Yeah.
Who, anyone hasn't checked out "Love Hate Love" by Alice in Chains off their first album, Facelift, and you want to hear about vocals from Lane Staley? Oh, unbelievable! Anyway, I just figured dive. I was listening to 2000. I think it was a 2009 album from Alice in Chains. And I'm like, man, they sound so good.
They still sound good, huh?
Still sound good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Check it out if you're looking for something new but old to listen to.
Yeah, cool.
And on to our list of stories for this week. Yeah.
By the way, I want to jump back into that for a minute.
Yeah.
What do you use to listen nowadays? I'm on, I usually use Spotify, and I do find new stuff on Spotify, but it's like, I rarely like what they recommend or what they kind of throw me in. And, I don't know. It's not the best way to find new music.
It is not. You would think with the algorithms and things like that, you could get pretty close, but they're too good, it seems. So what I use is, I'm in the Apple universe. So we have Apple Music, and they've gotten, they used to be really bad as far as like their channels and their,
that's why
an artist and make a channel.
One of the reasons I got rid of it.
They've gotten better. I tried Spotify for a while. I didn't think they were much better. I mean, people would say maybe they've gotten better. I don't know. What I've seen that actually is halfway decent for Apple is they have a feature, which I'm sure others do. If you're listening to an album, Bukovac album, let's say, and you hit continuous play, it will then start, after the album's done, it will start recommending songs that are similar to it.
That's what Spotify basically does. If you could listen to a list and then it'll continue playing stuff.
And this I thought was new, maybe because you could go in and create a channel by an artist. You could all the time. This is almost like doing that
right
after the first album's played, which I thought was kind of nice, and it actually did a halfway decent job. A lot of the times with the first hour after that, and then it just kind of like, why are they playing this?
Yeah,
kind of devolves into garbage. So
it works, but you know what? Like, you might find like a song or two on there, but I guess the water cooler talk about music is gone. Like, hey man, did you check out that new album from so and so? That's what's kind of missing, I think.
Yeah, it's gone to social media, I would imagine. I know, for example.
Okay.
For example, I caught. Can't remember how. I'm scrolling for stories for the show. Probably Taylor Swift had an announcement about an announcement. So she basically had an announcement that she was coming out with a new album. So it was like an announcement about a pre-sale. It was like,
yeah.
And that's what you have to do, because you have to tell them ahead of time and get everybody to get the buzz going, because there's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody's calling in a radio station requesting songs anymore. And if they were, they're not playing them anyway. They're playing whatever songs they want to. Whatever songs they're told to play. Let's put that.
I haven't listened to radio except for maybe the classic rock station, and I haven't listened to any new music because, well, frankly, pretty much anything that I would like isn't being played.
I believe I have to go look, but I bought my truck a couple years ago. I don't think I programmed many, if any, radio stations.
Yeah, I did that when I bought mine. It was 2018 when I bought it. I did it, but for a while I was using Sirius because, well, it was free for a few months, and then once I got used to using like Apple Play, it just went to Spotify. If I'm listening to music at all, half the time it's podcasts and Joe Rogan or stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's hard. And what I'm mainly using is, my phone. I got the CD player out. I actually bought a new old CD player. It's CD player, but it's just a CD player. It's nothing special. And I do use that from time to time. I do like putting a CD in there and not having the easy ability to flip to the next song and just let the album play.
Yeah, because you forget, forget what the album, what made you kind of excited about the album.
Oh yeah, this one. Holy crap! I forgot about this deep cut. And that's Love Hate Love on Facelift. I mean, it's like song 9 or something.
Right, and the other thing which was cool when we were younger, when you bought a CD, you'd put the CD on, and it took you a few listens to recognize how good some of the other stuff was.
Sure. Yeah.
You might listen to it 5 or 6 times before you're like, oh yeah, that's cool, man. And then, I don't know. Yeah, well, let's get back on track.
Yes, that's okay. All right, we're gonna pull the car back onto the road and talk about mail-in voting.
Mail-in voting.
Mail-in voting. Spooky mail-in. So we had our a Truth Social post from President Trump.
Yeah.
That kind of started this whole thing, and let's get through. What does Trump say? He says, "I'm launching a movement to end mail-in ballots and those costly, unreliable voting machines," in all caps, "which are 10 times pricier than secure watermarked ballots. Paper is quick, clear, and leaves no question about who won or lost an election on election night." He continued, "We're the only country still using mail-in voting." That's actually very important. We are the only country still using mail-in voting. Others ditched it due to rampant fraud.
By the way, let's pause right there for a second.
Yes.
I think what most people, especially in states like Ohio, forget is that there are states that just get the ballot mailed to them without even requesting it.
Yes, that's one of the things.
Problem. I don't know if it's still happening, but that was part of the problem in 2020.
There are states it's still happening.
Yeah, it is. Because people go, well, I need to mail in my vote. And it's like, well, if you request it and it's sent in or sent to you and then you mail it back, the way you're supposed to, I don't think he's talking about what we have in Ohio.
And that's where I was going to get into. Yes.
Okay.
I got a clip and I'm kind of, we'll go through it and I'm kind of like, well, what's everybody in an uproar for? Plus, and also in the kind of the Republicans' response in Ohio.
And same with the voting machines. We don't really have voting machines here in Ohio. We just have a voting counter, but we still have paper ballots that are, as a backup.
Yes.
Right? I mean, am I wrong?
Yeah, it's tally machines. We have paper,
right.
either paper ballots that you fill out, or there are some counties that have digital screens that you actually, touch screens.
Does it print it out?
And then it prints a ballot for your records. So it does have.
Okay. So as long as there's records there, that's fine with me.
I still. But is he? And that's kind of, well, let's listen a little bit from Channel 5. We'll get a little bit more from them and see the the hystericalness of this all. Not as bad as I thought, but there's lots to talk about our democracy in there, which still grates me because, well,
the media isn't giving this a fair shake.
Yes,
that's for sure.
Yes. So let's hear what we gotta get a little bit of Morgan Trow in here.
Tro. I think it's Tro. Is it?
Tro?
I don't know. I go listen. How do they pronounce her name? By the way, here's a little bit about Morgan. We
just go by Morgan. We all know who we're talking about.
Traw. I think it would be Traw. But anyways, I looked her up a little bit to see who this person was. And I'm reading her bio on WEW News.
Yep.
Channel 5 News.
Channel 5, yep.
Yeah. Okay. So here's her news philosophy is the news is vital for our democracy and needs to be accessible for all, no matter how difficult the topic. Her favorite music is Taylor Swift and Fleetwood Mac. Her favorite movie, here's a problem. When somebody says favorite music. It's one thing. You can only have one favorite.
Not if you're a reporter who has to span the entire age group.
And her favorite movies are American Psycho and Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Her, let's see. Oh, this is great. Favorite book. Okay, now when they say favorite, it's one. It's Hamlet or anything by Sylvia Plath, Toni Morrison, or Andre Lorde. So who knows how many favorite books she has?
She's got lots of favorites.
Now this is
can't pick one, Tom.
This is her favorite food. She only picked one favorite food, and this is where I find her. I think she's her favorite food is sumo oranges.
Communist.
No, I think she's a sociopath. Nobody picks oranges as a favorite food. I don't care how good they are. There's fried chicken, for Christ's sake.
Oranges. Oh my. Well,
and my favorite is her hidden talent. Now, a hidden talent is something you worked at, I think, right?
I would.
Well, maybe not.
I guess. I don't know.
But she says she's double jointed. So that's her talent.
That
sounds like something you would put on Tinder.
Wow. I was going to say that the places I could go with that comment, but I'm going to stick with not sure it's a talent. Let's just put it that way. It might be a feature. Yeah, not a talent.
It's a feature. It's a hidden feature. She's double jointed.
Feature.
That's an excellent hidden feature. But
well, I have more proof that to your theory that she's a sociopath.
Well, okay, she's a lovely sociopath.
Lovely sociopath. We're all in fun, Morgan. All in fun. But I mean,
she's a lovely young lady.
Look at the eyes, Tom. Just look into her eyes, and you'll be able to tell. She's got a little AOC in there. She's got a little AOC in those eyes.
Oh, hello. She's cute though. Yeah, she got crazy. She's going to end up with some thick black framed glasses eventually.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know. And I to give her credit, we just made fun of her. So, but man, does she work? She works hard. Chick is everywhere. I mean, she's all over the state of Ohio. She's on almost every report. When there's not a news report that doesn't have Morgan in it, I'm like, what happened to Morgan? Is she okay?
Morgan Trow or Trow.
I think Trow is how they pronounce
Trow.
it.
Okay,
we'll find out. We'll see. Yeah. I think it might be in this clip. Sometimes I cut it out, but we'll see. All right, Morgan.
Just last year, more than 1 million Ohioans voted by mail.
I like voting because I believe that our democracy works best when we're all participating.
It's a way to vote. Advocate Jen Miller says,
like my God, like I like voting because
was that Jen something?
Miller, I think.
Yeah, Jen. Okay, yeah, she has those glasses.
Yes, she does. Definitely does. And
she has the same glasses that that dude from MSN wears, or MSNBC. What's his name?
I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about. Wait, it's a dude that wears the glasses like that? Those horn-rimmed glasses?
Yeah.
What's his name? I don't know if I.
What's the woman's name? Is there a woman?
I don't, Tom, I don't watch that much MSNBC.
Rachel Maddow.
Rachel Maddow. Oh, okay. I do know that name. The dude. Yeah. The dude. That's true. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Go on. I'm sorry. We're pausing too much here.
Nah, we're good. It's all for fun and laughs. So let's continue. But she's like, oh my God, like I like voting because like democracy.
That our democracy works best when we're all participating.
It's a way to vote that advocate Jen Miller says is proven to be safe, secure, and effective for each party. Data from the 2024 general election shows that the main demographic utilizing absentee ballots are voters above the age of 65. with unaffiliated voters leading the pack, Republicans coming second, and Democratic voters following.
It's particularly important for older adults, military members, rural Ohioans, voters with disability.
Republican Secretary of State Frank LaRose has done numerous audits of the elections. None have shown evidence of widespread voter fraud. Yet, President Donald Trump wants to stop that method of voting.
Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots.
On Monday, the president said his team was drafting an executive order to ban the use of not just mail-in ballots, but also voting machines and tabulators, which allow Ohio boards of elections to get results out on election night.
Massive fraud all over the place.
Nonpartisan elections law expert Atiba Ellis says that Trump's plan won't work.
Trump does not have the power to do this. At best, it's in the hands of Congress to dictate how federal elections work. Therefore, he cannot simply by executive order change how American democracy has worked.
LaRose touts Ohio as the gold standard of elections. And in response to Trump's statement, a spokesperson told us, "We look forward to reviewing the details of what the president is proposing. Changes to Ohio's voting process require a vote of the General Assembly, so I'm sure we'll be talking with them as well." Miller has consistently fought against Ohio Republicans' efforts to make more restrictions to voting, including requiring a photo ID and limiting ballot drop box access. She worries Trump's rhetoric will cause the state to look for even more ways to make it harder to vote.
If we do have those drastic overhauls, it's likely going to mean more work for boards of elections, more expense for taxpayers, less access for voters.
Voting rights groups say that they're ready to file a lawsuit against any federal executive order attempting to change the way Ohio currently votes. At the Ohio State House, I'm Morgan Trow reporting.
Morgan Trow.
So, a couple things. He does say tallying systems, so that's what Ohio has for the most part, which can easily be corrupted because we heard, rumors of this and that through many elections. If you, I think it was Arizona, you put a vote in or a sheet in, and it tallies 1.5 votes for one side, and you can actually, if you program it correctly, you can make the counting machines count it wrong.
Right. I understand, but at least they still keep the paper ballots as a backup.
Yes. Yeah, it's not completely digital.
Yeah, because at least you can go back to the paper ballots if it seems too, fishy or it's too close. I don't know.
So a couple of things. That's one. The other thing is I don't think Trump really has the authority to, our executive order is not going to change.
No, I think he's going to
suggestion. I think.
Yeah, I think he's going to do the executive order, and then Congress is going to try to, get a bill going. That's what they've been doing.
Yes,
with his executive orders, they're putting bills together to.
So how does this affect Ohio? That. How does this affect Ohio? Well, obviously we just talked about it, but there's couple things that are or one thing that many may not know about, which is once. In Ohio, according to Ohio law, once you opt into digital, counting machine or tallying machine or voting machine, by law, you are not allowed to opt out.
Why not?
Because the law says. And I think there's 2 lawsuits right now, Mahoning County and another county that are suing, I have it in this other article here, that are suing the state of Ohio because they want to go back to paper ballots.
And, that doesn't make any sense to me.
And they've lost.
They lost?
They've lost. Yeah, they've lost. You know what? I didn't. Shoot, I didn't put that one into the list. But yes.
Well, okay. Are they appealing it?
Yeah, yes, it's under appeal.
Right.
But they have not had a successful run through the courts with it because the law is what the law is.
Yeah,
it's
but
that law has to be changed, I think, is what. What it comes down to.
Well, if somebody, I'm going to say this: if Trump called on it to be changed, I think they would, because we have a pretty solid majority of Republicans in Ohio government.
Yes, I do, but their response is kind of like, "We're good. We're the beacon of election efficiency and security, because what did LaRose say? Oh, well, we've got a 99.9% or 99% plus accuracy rating. Okay, that's great. But how much are you auditing? They're auditing less than 5% of the ballots. And I think only 3 precincts in every county or something like that. So are you really checking? You know what I mean?
Okay.
What I'm quickly looking up lawsuits as I speak. But they're I know it's in the appeals court right now. So we can
I would like
we can look at that and go ahead.
I would like that law to be changed. I mean, because if there's a county that wants to count it by hand, let them. It's not that hard to do.
Yeah. So why can't you?
Right. Right. That's what I'm wondering.
I don't lawsuits. So I don't find any.
You know what I don't like is I don't like the different states having different methods of voting. Really, yeah. I think it should be pretty solid all across the country. There's no like why even in Ohio, why does one county have a different counting machine than another? That doesn't make any sense to me.
You would think if you're looking for speed and efficiency, you try to keep them all pretty close to the same.
Sure.
Good point. I do like. I was explaining to me one time our election system is one of the most. It's one of the most secure in the world for one reason alone. It's because we don't have one election. We have 50 elections.
Right.
For the national elections, we have 50 individual elections. So you would have to actually. You have to actually corrupt a lot more than just one system.
Yeah. I mean, really, I mean, there's countries that aren't bigger than some states.
True.
So,
sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that's going through. So they're the Republicans of Ohio are kind of saying we're good. We don't really need anything. So let's see. I know there's a somebody challenging LaRose. I was listening to on Windsor Report, and he's saying no, we got to go back to paper ballots, and LaRose is saying no, we're good. So I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll see what Congress does, because that's really going to tell the tale. But that's on that. I don't know what else there is to say. I guess that's about it on that. I'm trying to think anything else.
It's not a simple. Well, it is a simple solution, but obviously there's things making a roadblock to those simple solutions.
Yeah, because like LaRose is highlighting the 2024 elections, 99% accuracy rating in all 88 counties, reporting 100% accuracy in presidential race. 100% accuracy. I mean, I'm not saying we're bad. I think they need to do a little bit more thorough audits than less than 5%.
Better audits would be the way to go. That I see. I mean, I think we're pretty good in Ohio, but more audits isn't bad.
Always good checks and balances.
Yep.
And you disagree with that take, or you think that we missed something on it? Let us know. Send us an email, crookedrivercast@gmail.com. If you like the show, you know somebody who could get benefits out of it, subscribe and share it with them. We're on YouTube, all the podcast apps. Check it out. Hit that little share tab and send it to your friends and family. We would really appreciate it. And we really appreciate you listening. We really do. We're having fun making the show. We're hoping you're having fun listening. Next, not so fun, Tom.
What's that?
It's not so fun. Dewine agreed to send Ohio National Guard troops to D.C. to help. And
sounds all right to me.
Of course, the protesters got to protest. President Trump is putting National Guard troops in the streets of D.C. to cut down on crime. Even though, crime's not a problem in D.C., I heard, Tom.
Okay. Whatever you say.
They're only ninth in the top 10 out of murder rate per capita in the country. So they're not bad. They're not the worst. They're just,
okay.
Doesn't this get spurred on by an event? I thought I remember hearing. We were listening. I was listening to. It was probably No Agenda, but they were talking about. It was one of the Doge guys. Big. They nicknamed them Big Balls.
Big Balls.
So
Big
he was in the news for a little while when Trump first came in office. Elon was in there. They were doing the Doge cuts, and everybody was freaking out because they sent these teams of people and these government agencies to start slashing and start looking at where's the fat. And I guess they nicknamed this one guy Big Balls because he was a young guy who just didn't care, just went in and started,
Yeah.
And I guess from what I remember, he intervened in a mugging in Washington, D.C. on I want to say it was an elderly woman, but maybe it was a woman of some sort. I'm not sure if it was elderly or not. And the group that were mugging her put him in the hospital. You remember that? Remember talking about that?
There was a pretty gruesome picture of him sitting by the ambulance, all bloody and beat up.
Yeah, so here's a Good Samaritan, and maybe this is part of what spurred on this movement or this not motivation, but
by the way, since the National Guard has been in D.C., there's been 0 homicides. Carjackings are down 83%, robberies are down 46%, and violent crime down 22%. So still some way to go.
So Dewine was asked to send National Guard troops, and he did, and people are upset. And let's listen on one more shot of Morgan for today. So here you go. Again, News Channel 5, National Guard in D.C., and we'll hear a little bit from the protesters too. This one.
Bring them home! Bring them home!
As 150 Ohio National Guard troops deploy to Washington, D.C., protesters at home urge their release.
Everybody needs to wake up. This is not normal, right?
Marine Corps veteran Michael Todd says he served the country and the state, but he's ashamed of the government right now. President Donald Trump's administration asked Governor Mike DeWine to send troops to the nation's capital to combat what U.S. Senator Bernie Moreno calls a rise in crime.
Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, that have devolved into crime hellholes. And we're just not going to let that happen.
But the ACLU's Gary Daniels pointed out that D.C. is seeing a steady decrease in crime over the past 3 decades. So he's asking.
We're only several months into this 4-year presidency, and it begs the question, how much more will we see with this manufactured crises, drama, and similar controversies in the future?
DeWine says that he approved the request because he tends to accept every ask, like he's done in the past for both Republican and Democratic leaders during natural disasters. The governor's team also says that all the troops are military police, but they won't be making arrests. They will just be patrolling the area.
Most Americans, if you're walking down a street and you see a police officer, honestly, there's a little bit of, okay, I'm going to be safe. And that perception of safety is just as important as the actual statistics.
Maybe.
But for Todd, the National Guard shouldn't be used for appearances.
That's not our mission. That's for the local police. Did a disaster happen? No. This is manufactured drama to divert everybody's attention from something else that's going on.
The deployment will last 30 days, but DeWine's team told us that if Trump asks, he will extend. At the Ohio State House, I'm Morgan Trout reporting.
So by the way, typical Dewine won't take a stand.
That's he's a milquetoast. Michael Polium was placed on administrative leave. He was the MPD commander in D.C. He was placed on leave for allegedly recording crime incorrectly, cooking the books to make it look like there's less crime.
And this is who now?
He was the MPD commander in D.C.
Yeah, okay. And that's kind of where I was going with it. It's like, yeah, you can make stats say whatever you want. A 30-year decline, by the way, from the highest murder rate in the country at one point in the 90s and early 2000s. I remember D.C., our nation's capital, murder capital also for many years.
Yeah, our national capital.
Yeah, national capital. And okay, so decline, and like we've talked in the past, about when Vance was in Cincinnati talking about the crime, and everyone's like, well, the crime is down. Yeah, if you lower, or if the sergeants or people in charge of the boots on the ground are telling the guys to change the report, change the crime to this, a lower crime. And there's examples of it everywhere, like you're saying. And you can change the stats significantly just by tweaking what boxes you check on the report.
So currently Memphis, Tennessee is number 1 in murder rate. St. Louis is number 2. Mm-hmm. I wonder why.
What else? Keep going.
Baltimore, number 3, and Washington, D.C., number 4.
Oh, it's 4. I thought it was 9.
No, it's murder. Well, this is for murder rate.
Oh,
not violent crime. They might. I don't know. I'd have to take a little bit. We should do a special show on the crimes stats. Anyways, Cleveland number 7, Detroit number 6. Yeah.
There's a common theme to most of these cities, though, aren't there?
Oh yeah, they're all run by Democrats. Compton, California is number 10. So we beat out Compton. DC beat out Compton.
Oh, don't call the comeback time. We've been here for years. Oh yeah.
No, I thought we were like 4th in the nation a few years ago. So,
well, I mean, we're getting better.
Yeah.
I mean,
so is DC.
10. Still in the top 10.
They went from 1 to 4th. Jeez, what's wrong with them?
So there's no emergency. There's no national disaster. So you have to wait for gangs to take over most of the city because I mean, Trump could claim a national emergency, couldn't he? And then he'd have even more power. Is that what that guy wanted?
Well, he's going to, yesterday he mentioned he's going to Chicago next after they're done with DC, and then New York.
And that's going to be
interesting. That's where it gets weird.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yes. That's going to be really you can't protest the Washington D.C. thing at all. I mean, you can, but it's worthless because it's a federal
district.
Yeah, I mean
it should be under for many years until a couple decades ago. It was under federal control until they brought this local law, or I forget what they call it, but that the local police have authority over the federal government, except in certain circumstances. But no, it should be the other way around.
1974 is when they actually got a mayor for the first time. So,
and they actually have a seat in Congress.
And you know what? I wonder if you really dig into the stats, if that's when the crime started rising. I bet it has to be.
Oh yeah. Almost. Yeah. Probably correlates pretty damn well.
Yeah.
So there is a national emergency when Cleveland, Ohio was like 5 in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not a very big city, people. We're less than 500,000 people. And we're competing with New York and Chicago. Jeez, oh man.
Well, I think I mentioned this before. I think it's mainly because of the we don't have that Ritchie area in Cleveland, or it's very small.
Yeah,
those other cities have a lot of private security, and like some neighborhoods that are a little bit more secure than anything in Cleveland, at least.
Well, we can't get away without a short. Wow, it's a minute and a half long. I see, not that short. So as I'm going through articles on this, Cleveland.com pops up quite frequently, and I couldn't resist but check out what they had to say on Today in Ohio. So what did they think about what did they think about Trump having National Guardsmen in D.C.? So she first brings up, this is Today in Ohio from early in the week, and she start the clip where she's talking about Amy Acton's response to this. It's really not about Amy Acton, but it was a good starting point. But here's what they had to say about the great no crime in D.C. and all that stuff.
Amy Acton, who's running for governor in the next term, said she's not going to criticize the governor himself because she doesn't know all the facts. But she said, I would take this very seriously, and I do have concerns about this being used more as a fear-mongering and a sort of political stunt than actually the real needs for our people, which is a really good point. And like you said, this is not what the United States has ever stood for. And this is our capital, where you go and you see the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial and the mall, where we've had, hundreds and hundreds of protests for everything over the years. This represents our country and the people. And to have people in military gear with the military vehicles kind of, just making it look scary is not what represents our country or why people go to DC.
Scary.
He's looking for a fight. It's almost like he wants to replicate Kent State to instill fear. His whole motto is "Make America Great Again," but it really should be "Make America Not America," because none of this is what we are about as a nation. And again, I'm staggered by the number of people that will not stand up and call this out. Every member of Congress should be standing up saying, "Stop. This is not who we are." And instead, they click their heels, they salute him, and they do what he tells them, one after another after another.
I wonder if his wife calls him her whiny little bitch.
Yes. Well, I'm staggered. So let me get this straight. Military gear, military members of National Guard scares you. But the fourth highest murder rate in the country doesn't.
Good point.
Getting mugged at night at the Capitol of our country. This is what you see.
Well, he doesn't DC, live there.
I know. DC represents our country. Yes. And it's a murder hellhole. So you see where I'm getting here?
But Robert,
it's so scary.
They're military. They're carrying guns.
They have beige outfits on, and they've got big trucks with big tires. And he's totally trying to replicate Kent State. Completely.
I got to pull my panties up and be a man.
I have a meme I like to share on X, and it says something to the effect that Trump is like one of the first presidents that doesn't have a dog. It's because he's made the Democratic Party his bitch.
That's a good one. I like that.
Because yes, he's looking for a fight. I'm sure that's what he wants. I know. I get that. And I like to listen to this stuff because when the tables are turned, because they will be eventually, I think. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to sound like them.
You know why he's made him their bitch? Because every single 80-20
issue he's been he's 100% right on, and they actually don't defend him on his choices to do things that 80% of the people want. Yes.
And it's like, it's just Trump bad. It doesn't matter what he does.
Orange man bad.
Yeah. Literally, he's bringing down crime, and they're going to complain about that. Securing the borders, 80%, most of the nation wants secure borders, and they're going to say no, open borders.
Yeah. They're complaining. Who's going to clean my house?
Well, that's why they're his bitch, because they take these issues and make them sound retarded from their so-called viewpoint. Because I don't even think they have a viewpoint. I think it's orange man bad. So I have to come out with something that makes him sound awful and makes us sound like good people. I need to virtue signal this, Rob.
Yes, you can literally watch them go from spot to spot as Trump pees. Like just like the bitches they are, and he just carries them along and leads them along the way, and you could see him. And I during his first term, I was not a fan of Trump in his first term. I did not vote for him, but I could see early on what was going on here, and towards the middle of his term, I'm sitting there going, the Republicans could have passed anything, and nobody was paying attention because he had to do was tweet.
Yep.
And for a week, they'd be talking about his tweet or following tweets. And then the Republicans could have cut they could have cut Medicaid and Medicare. So they could have cut Social Security, and almost nobody would have known about it.
Yep.
Not saying they should necessarily, but that's the third rail of politics, cutting Social Security. So that's how, and the same thing is happening now. And, he's trying to secure the country, and they're flipping out, and they could be doing, maybe the guy's right. So this is a distraction because the media is distracting you.
Every 80-20, make government more efficient. No. What? Mm-hmm. How can we make that? People are going to lose jobs. People are going to lose jobs. What am I going to do? It's going to take me longer to get my benefits, Tom. It's crazy, man.
He's just leading them around like a bitch in heat.
Yep.
Sorry for all the kids out there, but it's just a female dog. That's all it is.
Well, yeah, that's how we're using it. Yeah. Not like calling Morgan a bitch.
No, that would be inappropriate. She is not in any way that I've seen.
I don't know. Sociopath, yes. Oranges, really? Come on, Morgan.
I know, exactly. Look at those eyes. All right, so we'll keep. I'm sure there'll be more on that in the coming weeks because this is going to keep going, especially if he decides to bring some National Guard to Columbus or Cincinnati or Cleveland or Akron or Canton or Dayton, or let's just keep going.
You don't need to do that in Cleveland. You just need a couple of guys from Florida.
Florida man.
We don't have enough people to do that here.
Yeah, they all went to Florida. The weather and stuff, All right, so we touched quickly because we had breaking news late Friday, early Saturday.
Breaking news!
Thank you. You have all those cool buttons. On the Hopkins or the Browns Stadium and the Hopkins Airport, the FAA and the ODOT and all this other stuff. And that is still going on. They're still going through it.
Hang on. We skipped something.
We did?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Look above that.
Oh, judges.
Yeah.
I checked it because I had Dewine at the beginning. I'm an idiot. Scratch that. Edit point. No, not really.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Thank you very much for keeping me on track, Tom. Before we go to the FAA, I was just a tease. I want to touch on this story about Dewine and what he's, I think, trying to pull, and what a lot of the Republicans in the state, I think he's trying to pull some shenanigans here. And this is
what? Republicans pulling shenanigans?
Yeah, politicians trying to weasel the way. Yes, shockingly, yes. So a couple of times I've had a similar story in the lineup that I've pulled because honestly, it just seems boring, and I kind of figuring this is what was going on. So here's the story. There is a vacating or a Supreme Court seat that they're trying to get. I think there's two Democratic Supreme Court. They're trying to get one more. I think there's a seat being vacated. So, or they're trying to move some Republicans around, and they were originally trying to. And I'm sorry, people. This is as confusing as it sounds. So I'm trying to make it as least as possible. But in a nutshell, there is a Judge Fisher that originally I was pulling a story that he's already a sitting judge, Supreme Court judge for 2 more years. He was going to move from his seat to try to run for another seat on the Supreme Court, leaving his seat vacant for 2 years, which would then give Dewine an appointment that he can put whoever he wants in that place because there's a vacancy. So that has fallen through. This Judge Fisher has bowed out or whatnot. He's going to stay where he's at. So the next move is what just happened in the Ohio Republican Judicial Screening Committee voted Saturday to recommend to the state Central Committee, all these committees, wonderful, that the 2nd District Court Judge of Appeals, Ron Lewis, be the party's endorsement for the 26th Ohio Supreme Court race for one of the seats. So Lewis, coincidentally enough, has been a beneficiary of judicial appointments in his career, has never won a judicial election. So so they want to put him up for the Republican Supreme Court to go against whoever the Democrat is. So what some people are speculating is that Dewine is putting his thumb on the scale. And why would he do that? Because, Fisher's out. So now he wants to get this Lewis guy to move from where he's currently at to run for the Supreme Court. That way he wins. There's another vacancy in the court.
Right.
Originally, when Fisher was out, he was rumor was he was saying it would give him an opportunity. People were saying it would give him an opportunity to appoint the son of one of his late best friends, Judge Ron Lewis. Right. So here's that same connection again. So now Lewis can run for Supreme Court. His seat is vacant. So he's now personal friend of Dewine, will be on the Supreme Court, and a vacancy. Who would he put in Ron's place? Well, conveniently enough, somebody with a name you might be familiar with, Alice Dewine.
Are you kidding me?
He wants to put his daughter to fill the seat, and it is appointing Lewis to the High Court would then leave Lewis's seat on the appeals court open, creating another appointment opportunity for the governor the seat that would be filled by his daughter, Alice Dewine. Alice Dewine lost the 2020 Republican primary election for a Greene County prosecutor by 18%, despite $320,000 from a political action committee to bolster her campaign. So this is Dewine trying to get his daughter into politics.
You ever hear nepotism?
Nepotism is rampant in politics. Just look at our last few elections. We had way too many Bushes and Clintons in their races.
Yeah, that's
so.
Man, I knew there was something fishy going on, but I didn't get into read the story as I should have. That's gross, man.
Yeah. So basically, if the Ohio State Committee, what's happening is when they get this endorsement, most of the other Republicans will drop out.
Right.
So Lewis has got a good chance of winning the Republican nomination, and looks like polling Republican might win the seat on the Supreme Court too. And with the Republicans backing certain candidates, most other ones will back out. So they're saying he's putting the thumb. He's trying to get all these there's 4 or 5 other people. Somebody, a judge from Rocky River, a judge from appeals, another 5th District Court Appeals, 2nd District Court Appeals judge. There's 4 or 5 other people that are looking to run, and they're thinking that Dewine's trying to tip the scales by influencing the secret ballots there was one that. So this guy got passed, and now he goes to the committee that will determine whether they're going to endorse him or not. And they could just say, we're not endorsing anybody. That's what people are thinking they're leaning towards.
Alice Dewine lost the 2020 Republican primary election for Greene County prosecutor by 18%.
Yep.
Despite $320,000 from political action committee to bolster her campaign, which I think is a lot for a judge.
It's a lot, especially at Ohio.
Yeah.
It was a prosecutor. It wasn't even like Supreme Court. It was just a local county prosecutor.
Right. Yeah. It's not even the judge. It's I don't know anything about Greene County. Well, but it's something to look into, man. Why would she lose that? I don't. Just based on Dewine, I wouldn't trust her for a second. I think she's probably she calls herself a Republican in name. I doubt she is, though.
Well, it'd also give Dewine he'll be able to keep his fingers in the mix in Ohio politics with having his daughter as
right.
Obviously would be appointed here, but there'd be more to that because once you're in there, it's incumbent. An incumbent is the best advantage you can have in an election, right? So I think that's what he's kind of trying to do: make her an incumbent for the next run of elections, and she'll probably win, and then that can bolster her. Then you could have another Dewine. Ugh. So keep an eye on that, folks. Shenanigans. This is the kind of stuff that you're never going to hear about anywhere else. I think probably the Ohio Press Network is where I got this story from. Also, I think listening to the Windsor Report. These are the kind of things that we really wanted to start this podcast for, because this would go normally unreported in most cases, and it would just happen. Nobody would know about it.
David Hayes is the Greene County prosecuting attorney. He's a Republican. That's who she lost against in the primary. He was an incumbent. So
I would imagine he spent way less than $320,000.
Well, being an incumbent is a little easier, but still, she has name recognition.
Yeah, big time.
It must not be, good. It means people don't really give a crap about Dewine anymore. He did get booed every time Trump mentioned him when he was doing his, his rallies and stuff in Ohio.
Yes, he did. I do remember that. That's true. Right now I can check that box, right? Yep. Good.
Yeah.
Done with that story. All right. Now we can go on to the Browns. And shenanigans there again, I think. So like I was saying, we were talking last week about the Browns. ODOT had refused a permit that the Browns had yet to apply for, which was very interesting, for the Browns Stadium being too high for the airport. So the Haslams had already gone, or their whatever group they're working with had already gone through the FAA. FAA had already approved it and said, yeah, it's going to be higher than the restrictions, but it should be fine. And apparently in this case it's always left to the local government, the local authority who controls the airport for the final approval. Well, guess who is the authority for the airport?
Who's that?
The city of Cleveland.
So they're just trying to roadblock this or make it difficult.
Yes. So apparently, well before the Ohio Department of Transportation and Office of Aviation denied the Browns' request for a construction permit, again, they didn't apply for, to build an enclosed Brook Park Stadium. Records show the head of the nearby Cleveland Hopkins International Airport was arguing against the proposal to state and federal officials. So again, listening to my favorite hate listen, which is Today in Ohio, they were trying to give Mayor Bibb a bunch of credit. Like, oh, wait, he did this so sneakily and all this. I'm like, there's no way he had this in his back pocket and wasn't going to say something about it. I think maybe later on they figured out it, but I don't think this is some great grand chess match from Mayor Bibb. Highly doubtful. Letters shared by the City of Cleveland 3 News reveal that the Director of Port Control, Brian Francis, wrote to ODOT and the Federal Aviation Administration in March, stating that the stadium development proposal did not have his office's support because it would permanently and negatively impact the airport's surfaces, operations, and safety. I mean, I brought this up originally. I'm like, you're going to have this big building, right? I mean, literally right next to the airport. So he's got concerns, and they're now talking with the Haslam Group on what they can do. A couple different options. One of them is dig deeper. Like I said, I was listening to it Today in Ohio. There's no way they can dig any deeper. I'm going, really? They can't? So currently they're already planning to go 85 feet down.
Yeah, I think it's the water table that's. I'm not sure if they can go deeper.
I'd say we could look at how they build in New York.
Yeah,
and they go pretty damn deep in New York. They figure it out, and they're right next to an ocean.
True.
So I don't think the problem is they can't go any deeper. I think the problem is if they change anything major, they have to start the process all over again. And I think that's where the city of Cleveland is at. They want to, if you're not going to stay, we're at least going to make it the biggest pain in the ass we can.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they can't go any deeper. I just think it complicates the problem.
Yeah, more expensive. Yes.
Yeah.
There might be more EPA stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. So that, on top of this little story and clip I have from news channel, it's Fox 8. Fox 8 decided to go back and look at some videotape of the surrounding areas, years and years ago, and they found something pretty interesting. Let's hear what they had to say in the clip.
Look at what the I-Team found out about the skyline around Hopkins Airport.
The State Department of Transportation denying a permit for the Browns to build a dome virtually next door. Concerned about it being too big and so close with planes taking off and landing.
So we dug up old video of what had stood on that site for decades. A factory with smokestacks soaring into the sky.
Oh.
In fact, the seal of the city of Brook Park even includes smokestacks and an airplane.
At this meeting, a Brook Park councilman even raised the issue of the state saying no to a dome, yet for so long, smokestacks had practically cast a shadow on the airport.
So the stacks would have been 43 feet taller than the current proposed stadium.
And is there any kind of a safety difference between smokestacks and a building?
Absolutely. So I don't know if anybody caught that because it's crappy audio, but the smokestacks that were there for the Ford plant and all the surrounding plants that were there were 43 feet higher than the current proposed stadium.
Wow.
And on top of that, they had smoke coming out of them a lot of the times. So that's interesting. So here we go.
Absolutely none.
We turn to commercial pilot and flight instructor Robert Katz. He points out the FAA did a detailed study of plans for the dome and determined no hazard to air navigation.
The city of Cleveland raised concerns, and now the state has said no permit to build the dome.
But Robert Katz says pilots trust what the FAA found.
Every party to the project can be rest assured that safety is not being compromised, and the city nor the state would have anything to complain about.
The I-Team has requested records from the city and the state asking how did they determine building a dome would be a danger for air traffic. And we obtained this email from the state to the city asking, in effect, are you sure you object to this? Quote, can you reevaluate the proposed structure based on the current FAA determination, an FAA finding of no hazard?
The airport director wrote back, the position of the city has not changed. Officials with the State Department of Transportation say they will be meeting with leaders of the Browns to go over why they denied the permit. There are several options officials from the Browns can now take, including appealing that decision.
We got a pissing contest going on.
Yes, we do. And usually who wins in those cases? Usually the person with more money.
Yeah.
In this case, definitely the Haslams.
The Haslams are going to win, and it's like
they're just trying
to.
The
FAA says it's okay. It's
and doing a little research. This is typical. What happens? FAA will say, we think it's okay, but it's the governing authority of the airport that has final say, which does make sense. I'd rather have local than the federal having all the control. But in this case, the ODOT is going back to the city and saying, are you sure? I'm like, the FAA said it was good. And the city says, nope, we're good. We're not moving. So again, they're just trying to I think they're trying to just make it a pain in the ass. Maybe it could be as simple as trying to make the Haslams miss their window of opportunity and have to sign another lease and negotiate with the city for one more year or something like that. Because that's what's at stake here.
Yeah, I think they're just right now. The city of Cleveland is just trying to make it as difficult as they can, with knowing they're going to lose. They're just going to make it. They're going to make them pay in their way.
So they can move the stadium, but some are saying that you could have similar issues. They don't want to move any big change like that. They have to start the permitting process all over again, which could delay months. I'm sure.
Right.
I would say they just didn't. I mean, the Haslams sounds like they didn't apply the proper campaign contributions in the Cleveland area. Sounds like to me.
Yeah,
maybe they're working on that right now. But there is a WTF moment, right? It's like, okay, you're saying it's too high, but for decades they had smokestacks actually higher than the stadium, literally in the exact same.
Not a little higher, 43 feet higher.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
More shenanigans. We'll keep an eye on it and see how far they go. Again, let's watch the peeing match. All right, I guess on to the next, which is a continuing story we've been following, I guess you could say. The Downtown Safety Patrol is at it again, or still. I don't think this is not new information. It's new to us information. So again, we'll go over what, if people are asking, what is the Downtown Safety Patrol? Well, it basically is, remember how they were saying when Vance was in town that crime is down and all over the place. Crime is down so bad. Crime is down so much, I should say, in Cleveland, is that the city of Cleveland a year and a half ago asked the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department for help.
By the way, Mayor Bibb was boasting, when Trump started talking about the all the National Guard and all that.
Yeah.
He started boasting how crime is going down in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's going down so fast, they had to ask the sheriff's department to create their own downtown safety patrol. So if anyone remembers early on, we probably, I don't know, a couple of months ago, we had talked about the downtown safety patrol a couple of occasions. They had a chase that ended up killing 2 people, one person they're chasing and some innocent bystander over on Eddy Road in 90. And then we had talked about this Deputy Vajussi, who could forget that name? And this is, again, the same guy. This is Deputy Vajussi, who they have video, or a body cam video of them chasing a car through the streets of Cleveland in excess of 100 miles an hour while he's got his AR out the window.
Whoa!
Yes. I mean, he is... you could tell they are jacked. They suspected they heard gunshots, so they started chasing the car.
Check this out. He later boasted about the arrest. We got the dudes. We got the car. We didn't shoot anybody. I can't get any better than this. I'm glad I didn't have to use my gun this time.
Yes. So this guy, again, we talked about him before because this is the third case where this guy's done something. The last 2, he was within steps of getting out of the car on foot. So they're chasing somebody. They get out of their car. They start running through a field. He's out of the car within seconds, a couple of seconds. He's got his gun out and he's throwing rounds downrange. He shot one teenage kid. No gun found. He survived. He missed the second one.
I hope I'm not anywhere near this.
Yeah. So he is. So again, 2 shootings with no guns found. And one person shot, one teenager shot. I'm sure there's going to be no lawsuit on that for the city of Cleveland. And I would think the kicker to this whole story, let me see if I can find the exact quote, is how News Channel 5 found out about this. News Channel 5 had, where does it say that? Amid a slew of public records requests, a Cuyahoga County official mistakenly sent the December's chase footage to the news outlets. So this is December of 24, this video that he had. They accidentally sent it to news outlets.
Oh, accidentally? Are you putting air quotes around that?
No, it says it. In a slew of public record requests, the Cuyahoga County official mistakenly sent the December chase footage to news outlets. Wow. They weren't even asking about this chase. They just.
I don't think this was an accident
from the Cuyahoga County. You think somebody sent it on purpose?
Yeah.
I mean, could be. I mean,
I think there's somebody that wants this. I'm reading while you're doing this. I'm reading a little bit about Ison Vajussi. He had a hard time passing the training for this.
Oh yeah. It was one of the articles we brought up. He was at the Mentor police department for a minute, like less than a year, and they got rid of him because he couldn't pass basic tests of. It was a lot to do with this though. It was like and when he gets in heightened situations, he's making bad choices. It's kind of what they said. He's been bounced around and ended up on the Cleveland Police Force or Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department for about 6-8 months, and then he was put on the safety patrol.
Yeah, he probably needs to take up fighting to get all this aggression out. He's definitely got a problem.
It sounds that way, yeah. Sounds that way. He's very quick to the gun.
Yeah.
But video of you, and then they have footage or they have information on how fast those cars are going. It's all part of the deal. And they were at one point they were over 100 miles an hour, and he's got the AR-50, whatever AR he has. Whatever rifle he has, I should say.
It just says rifle, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like an AR. It was a AR looking magazine and all. You know, that's a lot of the cops have those long rifles in their car. So and they've replaced them over the years. Replaced shotguns with ARs or something.
100 miles an hour.
Over 100 miles an hour
with the rifle pointed out the window.
Yes.
Dear Lord, man.
Yes. What were you going to do with that rifle? Are you really going to start shooting the car that you're chasing through streets of Cleveland?
Well, he thinks he is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't pull it out because he's going to use it. He thinks he thinks he might need to use it. But as you're chasing them, you're going to start shooting them. That seems,
So, he wasn't. Okay. I was picturing him driving too.
No, he wasn't driving. He's passenger.
Yeah.
He's passenger.
Yeah. Joshua Vargo. I mean, like, who's this Joshua Vargo who was driving the car? Why isn't he yelling at him? Telling him, I would slam on the brakes and tell him to get the F out of the car, man.
No, and actually the contrary. Vajussi was egging him on. Come on, you got him. And there's a lot of stuff going on here because they're supposed to ask for permission. And part of the problem with the safety patrol is the sheriff department is not under the control of the Cleveland Police Department. Cleveland Police Department is actually on some federal monitoring program or whatever you want to call it. So they have certain parameters they have to meet because of how bad the Cleveland Police Department is. Apparently somebody seems to think that. So they're on some watch group from federally, but the county sheriff isn't under the same scrutiny. And there's all these regulations that you have to, like, before you do a pit maneuver, they did a pit maneuver on this car and it actually rolled over. So pit maneuvers are where they come up behind you and push your back end one way or the other to get you to spin out.
Yeah, but
they need approval of that, and they doesn't seem like they got it because it was in none of the body cam footage. Did they hear them talking to the radio, but they never ask them if it's okay to do a pit remove. Is it okay to pull my firearm out or shoot? I think you may even have to ask, but definitely on the pit maneuver. So they're all hopped up on adrenaline.
Oh man! So Vajussi yells as he comes up to the car, "Keep effing looking at me, bitch!"
Mm-hmm.
And Varga screamed, "Let me see your effing hands, asshole."
Mm-hmm.
Now, I get it, but at the same time, they got a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old with two handguns in the car. Now, these guys weren't good guys, I'm gonna assume, but still, man.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily worried about the safety. I mean, safety of the person you're chasing, of course, but you're going to throw 5.56 downrange. I mean, you go. It'll go through the door, through both passengers, through the opposite door, and it'll keep going probably. So, and as you're driving a car, there's no way you can safely discharge that firearm.
It was a stolen car. Why did they go after them in the first place? I'm sorry, I missed that.
They had heard gunshots, I think, in the area, and then saw a car or thought they saw somebody in the car with a gun, so they started the chase. And again, the other thing is, Cleveland police have a very strict rules on when you could chase somebody. This may have passed it because of the gunshots and stuff like that, but the sheriff's office is not as scrutinized. And I don't think. I know last time we talked about it, the Sheriff Patel for the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. I don't know if he ever answered to Cuyahoga County. At the last time we talked a couple months ago, they were still waiting for him to speak in front of about Vajussi and the other incidents they've had in the past year.
I have a feeling that tape was sent not on accident.
It could be because the Cuyahoga County is not a fan of the safety patrol. They want it disbanded.
Yeah, I'm thinking these guys are not liked in the department. They're retards. Yeah. I mean, they're out and out retards.
I think it's also costing him like $1.5 million a year or more.
Well, I wouldn't mind that if they were doing a good job. I mean, right?
But crime's down, right? They don't need. Crime's good in Cleveland and Akron and stuff. Remember?
We gotta do a deep dive episode into that.
Yeah, we could do like what's going on with the stats kind of thing. I mean, because there's a lot of shenanigans and BS going on with the way they calculate this stuff.
Yep.
And the evidence would show it's not getting better in Cleveland. They brought the safety patrol on because of a huge spike in crime. And this was not COVID. This is only a year or so ago. So it's not COVID related. So a little too much power. And I honestly, when people are dissing the police as much as we have been, like I got my problems with cops.
Yeah.
Overreach and all that stuff. But all you're going to spawn is more and more crappy cops. Because the only people you're going to get to be a cop now are the complete and total a-holes that just want the power. You're going to get less and less of the good people who just want to make a difference in your community and make it safer. And you're going to get more and more of the power trip kind of people. You're just going to have worse and worse cops, in my opinion. And then they want to defund them all. I'd argue with people all the time. No, actually, as much as I have complaints with the cops, they actually need more money because they need more training because they actually suck at their job most of the time. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a conflict resolution is very hard. Not an easy thing.
I think you have to let cops be cops. I don't have a problem with most cops. I bitch about them, but it's mainly the traffic cops.
It's the power hungry ones. That's kind of my point. You know, there's a lot of overreach. There's a lot of overreach that a lot of times.
There is.
But you're not going to make it better by crapping on the cops all the time. You're not. You're going to get worse cops and less trained cops. The more money you pull,
I guess the main priority should be finding or getting people to want to be cops again.
Yes.
And,
yes. And training.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Not just firearms training, but like conflict resolution training. Because a lot of these cops are, they show up to a domestic response and they got two people arguing, two married people or baby mama, whoever it is arguing. And they're literally, they're like a social worker.
Well, they should, I forget who was doing this. It didn't sound like a bad thing. I think there is a city that's sending out cops to the conflict along with a social worker or like a psychologist. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because I think
somebody that could talk people down a little easier than cops can. Because I don't know.
You have to be specifically trained to do that. Well,
yeah, I think so.
To de-escalate the situation, it's very difficult when emotions are running high. So I feel for the cops in a lot of ways. And I say they need more training, and which would cost more money. So kind of the opposite.
Well, cops,
Excuse you. So, down with the downtown safety patrol is what I say. Down with downtown safety patrol.
Yeah, that's at least those guys.
Yeah, well, at least you got to have better scrutiny on them. And are you getting the best of the best out of the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department? Probably not. He's probably, you would imagine he's probably not taking his best guys off his.
I'm assuming that since these guys aren't being fired, they're on administrative leave now, or they're still working, but they're doing administrative work.
Yep.
But I'm assuming if you're not getting rid of these type of dingbats, you got a recruitment problem.
Oh yeah.
So either end it or make big changes. I don't know.
Like 2 police forces before then, definitely one in Mentor. I was like, yeah, no, you can't. This guy's no good. His conflict resolution is horrible. At all kinds of. He just didn't pass. He didn't last a year at Mentor. So I would say he's probably bottom of the barrel at this point. It sounds like.
Well, he's low IQ.
Yeah.
Low IQ. I'm talking. He's probably just on the borderline of, retard level 68. He's probably in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, just above the cut.
Yeah. He knows how to tie his shoes.
Nice. All right, we'll keep following that. I'm sure there'll be more on that, but Downtown Safety Patrol, not the biggest fans. They don't have a lot of fans at Cuyahoga. You might be right on that. Accidental and unintentionally. Sure. Tell us what you think. Let us know. Give us an email. Share the show with your friends. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And let us know what you think. Crookedrivercast.com. Go there for show notes, a blog post with links, and all kinds of fun stuff. Pictures. Building it slowly but surely. Got a little more information there than we've had in the past. So check it out if you want to read further into some of the stories that we're talking about. A lot of them will be there. So we appreciate you listening and telling your friends. Click the like button. I just had to say it.
Click it!
I had to say it. Smash it! Okay. All right. Next couple stories I'm going to put them together, and my question is, legitimate concern or government overreach, Tom? Let's start with raw milk.
Oh no!
I was I was unaware that I could not go to my local farm and just buy a gallon of milk in Ohio.
Yeah.
So a pair of Ohio Republican lawmakers have introduced a bill that would legalize the sale of unpasteurized milk. Doctors warn that raw milk causes foodborne illnesses, and the product is banned for a reason. So basically, they're trying to pass a bill to reverse the ban on raw milk sales.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think first of all,
so,
if I want to buy raw milk, I should be able to buy raw milk. I mean, shoot, I can go buy a bag of weed now if I wanted to. I can't buy raw milk.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I know there's like a lot of whiny little bitches complaining about this, but it's like, if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. Just buy pasteurized.
Right. I will take the risk on whatever comes of it. It's called my personal responsibility. I know it's a crazy thing nowadays, but
the thing is, if you know your local farmer and know them well and trust them, then there should be no issue. Raw milk's good for you.
Yes. And I'm trying to find does it even say the Congress people, the Congress critters that are, it doesn't really. Didn't write it down.
I didn't see it in the article. I read it. I just skimmed over it, but
yeah, I don't. So there is a loophole.
Morgan Trow again. Jeez,
everywhere.
Busy girl. Those oranges are giving her a lot of energy.
Yeah, definitely staying healthy eating all those oranges. Right now, the workaround, I think some dairy farms are you're buying a portion of the cow. Whatever, I think the one report was you can buy like 12% of a cow gives you 1 gallon of milk a week.
I know other states. I don't know if you can do this in Ohio, but some states, like, you can still buy raw milk, but it's sold as a pet food.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I would say if you go to if you're out close to, if you're not far from Amish, a farm somewhere, you could probably get some.
Yes.
You didn't hear it from me, though.
Kelly Dieter, Republican Norwalk, might be one of the ones they have mentioned down in the article, said that, the quote is, if you don't do it the proper way, you can really get into a whole lot of trouble. Everson said. Well, State Rep Kelly Dieter says that, the process can be improved, and he wants to legalize raw milk.
Mm-hmm.
So basically that's it. Check it out. You might be able to get raw milk in somewhere.
The people in the know will appreciate this.
Yes, that is true.
All others, just pull up your panties. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you don't like it, don't buy it. That's yep. Next. So legit or government overreach. I think banning of raw milk is government overreach and not legit. What do you say?
Oh, it's overreach for sure. Yeah. So yeah, next, I think I think pasteurized milk is fine. I just, but if you want to buy raw milk, you should be able to.
Right.
It's just silly not to.
Tom, when it comes to milk, I'm pro-choice. Definitely pro-choice.
Yeah.
And the next out of the two is this one, which conveniently came on my X feed while I was at Cedar Point, actually at the hotel room at Cedar Point, and there's some state Congress critters that want to introduce a bill that takes the guesswork out of wondering which rides are open at amusement parks across Ohio.
Like before you go, you mean?
Yes. So State Rep Sean Patrick Brennan, Democrat Parma, announced the Real-Time Ride Status Notification Act.
Yeah.
Which would require permanent places like Kings Island and Cedar Point to update their website and on-site signage when a ride is not running. Well, first of all, they do put a sign up when it's not running. A little sign that says this ride is closed. So I'm not sure what that means, but
not on their website though.
Not daily closures, no.
Yeah.
No. So what they want is when a ride's going to be closed that day, they would like you to put on the website.
Yeah, I think the thing is, that's just way too anti-business.
So the reason I think, for example, let's start here. For example, last year they announced they updated Top Thrill 2 because they had problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
They've been closed for a year, more than a year, almost 2 years it was closed, I believe. They had an accident, a piece fell off and hit a rider in line and didn't kill her, but I mean, she's permanently, I think, disabled from it.
Oof.
So they shut the ride down. It wasn't really of any fault of Cedar Point. I mean, the part failed, I guess, and fell off from all accounts. So, I mean, they were sued and all this stuff went to court. So they reopened the ride a couple years ago later. It always had problems with Top Thrill. It was never very reliable, leading to this, this guy's Brennan's point. But so for the year, so they reopened it. They redesigned it a little bit, reopened it, and they still had problems with it. So it was open for like 6 days, and then they closed it for the rest of the year. And on their website, they put Top Thrill is closed for the rest of the year. So they do this on occasion when big things like this happen. But what this guy wants is, I mean, I guess I would like it too, but I guess I see why Cedar Point and Kings Island wouldn't do it. But what he would want is, okay, for example, we went there last week and the Raptor was closed. Raptor is an inverted coaster, blah, blah, blah. It was closed for both days we were there.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite rides. I like that ride. It would have been cool to know it was closed. It wouldn't have changed me coming to the park, but that's where the Cedar Point and Kings Island probably don't want you to know that because it's bad for business.
Yeah, it's going to prevent people from going out.
It might, yeah.
You know what? If a ride's going to be down for a while, maybe they should put that up there.
Well, they did.
Okay.
Like the Top Thrill was the example. They put it up on there.
Yeah, all right.
It was closed. They do it on certain circumstances. So, in the coaster community, I think some of the information, every ride goes down once a month, I would imagine. There is some maintenance schedule for all the rides. So there are days, rides, usually from like a Tuesday through a Thursday, they'll shut the big rides down to do the regular maintenance. For example, we were there on Monday. Top Thrill was running. Tuesday, it wasn't. Probably because they were maintenance. It wasn't because it broke. It's because they shut them down sometimes and do maintenance on it.
Yeah.
But
no, this is silly.
Yeah, government overreach.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, rides go down all the time.
Yep.
So are they supposed to now update their site and then 10 minutes later update it again to say that the ride's been, because a lot of times there's so many safety things on these rides that you could shut it down, just grabbing the rail and shaking it, the gate that lets you could shut the whole ride down. So I don't know. I think it's definitely government overreach and sounds like a lot of virtue signaling to me.
Yeah, you know what? He probably had his constituents complaining about it, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to do something about this," and it's not going to go anywhere.
Cedar Point has 18 roller coasters, along with all the other rides. Yes, so one or two being down should not destroy the entire day at Cedar Point. What will destroy your day is 2 hour waits. That will destroy your day. But so I think it's government overreach, and it's not going to go anywhere. But
I wouldn't think.
I don't think any other park does this. And I don't know if there's. Well, actually, when they realized that, I thought there was something in there that they had tried to do this before, but it didn't make it out of committee. So
listen to what this retard said. Brennan, who's trying to bring this up. Maybe I was reading something else. Maybe you mentioned it, but he compares this to public transportation or airport communication teams.
Thank you.
Like the ride is, I need, if I'm using public transportation, it means I need to get somewhere. And same with the airport. What the hell is he talking about? It's a ride, for crying out loud.
Yes, it's a ride. I don't, yeah. He wants the Ohio Department of Agriculture to be in charge of it. They're already in charge of inspections in the state.
We're going to start a low IQ column here somewhere for everybody. Jesus, man.
Yeah, I get it. I get it's a pain in the butt, but really, I mean, there's a reason they don't put it on there, and that's the reason, because they don't want you not going because one ride's down or something like that. So keep trying, but I highly doubt it. Government overreach for sure. And let's see where we go to next time. Yes. Thank goodness for an Ohio man, because without the Ohio man, I've been looking at this story and it finally reached Ohio. So what's the story? Well, damn Ohio men an Ohio man decided to go to a WNBA game in New York. And he decided to try to go viral and toss a sex toy. Let's just put it this way: not safe for work, not safe for children. Somewhat. You got young children. You may not want to get the questions this story may create from your kids. So just so you know,
what did he throw?
He threw an adult sex toy onto the floor at a WNBA game. Now, this is pretty funny, but I mean, there is a legitimate concern you could hurt somebody by throwing I don't know, I was, a 1 foot long lime green bright dildo onto the court. You can hurt somebody. You could poke an eye out. They could trip and blow an ACL. I mean, yes, there is legitimate concerns. Also, the allegations are this guy, Chris Burgess, 32, from Dayton, Ohio, when he was charged with 2 counts of assault for allegedly throwing an object at the Dallas Wings versus New York Liberty game on August 5th, hitting a 12-year-old girl, according to New York City police.
Oh. Yeah, wait, he didn't get it far enough? Or
yes, Burgess pleaded not guilty after driving from Ohio and voluntarily surrendering himself to New York authorities. His lawyer, he's got a December court date.
Did they put a wanted thing out? He's pleading not guilty.
Yeah, they had a arrest warrant, it sounds like, because that's okay. He voluntarily suspended himself voluntarily. I'm trying to see where it shows. It describes the incident, and I just thought it was a funny quote. Now I can't find it. But so here's at the game, and there's been similar disturbances around the league, 3 or 4 of them, starting probably a month or so ago, where people are throwing, especially for some reasons, they got stuck on bright green dildos.
Highly visible.
You're not mixing that anywhere on the court.
Yeah. Well, it looks great on camera.
Yes, here, the court documents provided by the prosecutors say surveillance video shows Burgess pulling the sex toy out of his pants and hurling it towards the court. But his lawyers, they've pleaded not guilty because his lawyers say the video does not appear to show anyone actually getting struck by the projectile.
Okay.
So he's not really, I think he's getting arrested because he hit somebody with it, not because he threw it on the court.
Yeah. And
there was a viral...
He could get kicked out of games for that, but
rightfully so, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, yeah,
it's pretty funny.
I think it's great. It's a highlight reel. Come on.
Well, and I have a clip here that we're gonna.
You went from 4 people watching the game to 400.
Thank you very much for pointing that out, because I'll just go right to the clip now, because that's basically it reminded me of a clip I saw from the Theo Vaughn podcast. Oh shoot, I forgot to. Look at who. Let me see if I can see. So I have a clip from Theo Vaughn's podcast, and let me see if I want to get the comedian that he's on with. Here it is. Past week, he's on with, and survey says, "Come on, notes, let's go." Oh, Dusty Slay is the comedian's name. Dusty Slay. I didn't know who it is either, but he's funny, and I want to give him credit. And he's got a bright green, old school Kodiak hat on. Kodiak racing hat. That's an old hat. And they were talking about it. It reminded me. I was like, I got to find that clip again. So I did. And here's what Theo Vaughn thinks. Kind of in the same as you. You guys are kind of in the same brainwave here. So this is an opportunity, he's saying. So here we go.
Look at what the I-Team found out about the skyline.
Wrong one. Here it is.
First of all, I'd embrace it if I'm the WNBA, right? I would shoot those things out of a T-shirt cannon during Pride Month or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if things get wild and people start tuning in, that's great. It's good money, you know. But you don't want people to get hurt, and I guess that's disrespectful. But it's like, turn the negative around.
Yeah, let's put a positive spin on it. I mean, that lady was excited.
Oh, you got better.
And I don't know if that's AI. It could be AI. It's allegedly a picture of a woman,
one of the players.
But that's an attractive lady who is very fired up. And then maybe you make it like there's 1 minute during the game. It's almost like where they throw the fish on the ice.
Yeah.
Or hat trick.
Yeah, it's like this. There's like, if somebody hits 3 3-pointers in a row, they hit a hat trick.
They throw a catfish on the ice.
Or they throwing sex toys out there, bro.
Yeah, make it like like a pom-pom. You know how like in Mississippi they have the bells? Mm-hmm. Isn't it like Mississippi State has the bells, the cowbells?
Yeah.
And then you have pom-poms and you have you could have little vibrators. So yeah, just a bunch of vibration.
Welcome to the hive.
Yeah.
Replace the hive or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
We're buzzing tonight. And then you also have, like if somebody hits 3 3-pointers in a row, everybody throw a dildo out there,
Yeah.
Bounce a plastic cack off the floor or whatever.
And then you see people taking them home with them after the game.
Dude, I mean, look.
I bought a $20 ticket. I took home a $40 dildo. I made money.
Added value.
Some kid has a collection in his room from I don't know. I mean, look, I think you have to embrace it. You don't get free advertising like this a lot.
Throw a plastic cack on the
Theo, man, I love that guy.
Oh, welcome to the hive. But here's the point, and it is some of the speculation that this is like that originally started as a plant, to get ratings. And he even brings up later on in the clip that Caitlin Clark is out for the year, so it needs something to get ratings.
Hummer hootin' nanny.
Yeah, they're very upset. I was watching clips, and man, the thing. And the first thing they do is kick the thing off into the stands, back into the stands. I'm like, you're going to hurt somebody again. That thing's heavy, green.
The thing. Didn't the WNBA players just turn down a contract that raised their already bloated salaries? I think they're low. The minimum is 65,000, and I forget. I saw numbers between 65 and 250, but they turned down the raise that they got, and I was like, oh God, nobody watches this.
Yeah, that's probably why I saw pictures of. I think Caitlin Clark was one of them, but others saying we deserve NBA money, and I thought, do you? Because the NBA subsidizes the WNBA.
Yeah, they
hundreds of millions of dollars.
Didn't they lose 40 million last year?
And I think they get like 200 and some million from the NBA.
No, well, okay.
And they still lost money, I think.
What I'm saying is the NBA lost 40 million.
Oh, NBA lost money?
Well, they didn't recoup any of the money they're giving the WNBA.
Yes, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Maybe it was the WNBA that lost $40 million. But either way, you're just, it's a joke. Stop it.
This is the most headlines you've had the whole time.
Go. These ladies should go get a job at a supermarket where they could get stuff off of shelves really high.
That is a very, very important service. Very important service. I think that would be a great asset to their community if they could do that. So this guy is pleading not guilty, and we'll see how it goes. But it's supposed to be a joke, and I think it's pretty funny. And like Theo Vaughn says, take advantage of the publicity, no matter which way it goes, and just can't. The hive. I'd shoot those things out of a t-shirt cannon. It's gonna hurt.
That would hurt, but you make some foam ones.
There you go. There you go. Put them inside the t-shirt. That way,
think of all the t-shirt designs you could do now.
Oh,
you could get the double fisted, the
double ended. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll leave it at that. We're getting too far down deep, I think. That was unintended pun. All right, Tom. On that note, we're going to continue on and try to pull us back onto the good things.
We bring good things to life.
That should have been under that too.
It should have been actually, yes. Because the third one we have 3 little stories here, and the third one is I probably should have flipped those 2 actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, but it is what it is at this point. So first one is this is not necessarily Ohio based, but it is something that came up. I thought so. I put it in there. The Breakfast Club movie, The Breakfast Club. Tommy, you ever watched The Breakfast Club?
I don't know how many times.
Yeah, I was gonna say good.
Yeah,
classic. Kids in Detention. If anyone's trying to remember,
great movie.
Great movie. Some of the kicked off some of the biggest Hollywood careers in the 80s and 90s.
I would still think that holds up to younger generation now. Even now, maybe the cliques are called different names now, but
yeah, no, I think it is in a way. Yeah, I think so. The story is it's a 40-year anniversary of the release of the movie, and they're putting it back into theaters, so you can go watch it in the theater.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Which is kind of cool, and it just brought back memories for me watching that movie over and over again. And do you have a favorite character? Do you remember?
Oh dear, you're going to put me on the spot with names.
Well, not the names, but just describe the person because everybody had
the burnout guy.
Yeah, Bender,
yeah, and you know what? I liked Emilio Estevez or whatever his name was too.
Yeah,
he was the jock.
Yep.
I kind of liked all of them. They were good.
Oh, they were all pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I figured let me clip a Breakfast Club mashup here. So I got a little clip, and it's the best of Bender.
Nice.
So there's only a couple here, so let's go through it. It's pretty funny.
Questions?
Yeah, I got a question. Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Give you the answer to that question, Mr. Bender, next Saturday.
And the line of the show, of the movie right here.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
That man is a brownie hound.
What's a brownie hound?
Look, you guys keep up your talking, and Vernon's going to come right in here. I got to meet this Saturday. I'm not going to miss it on account of you boneheads.
Oh, and wouldn't that be a bite, huh? Whoa, missing a whole wrestling meet.
You wouldn't know anything about it, faggot. You've never competed in your whole life.
Oh, I know. I feel all empty inside because of it. I have such a deep admiration for guys who roll around on the floor with other guys.
You'd never miss it. You don't have any goals.
Oh, but I do.
Yeah?
I want to be just like you. I figure all I need's a lobotomy and some tights.
You're not fooling anybody, Bender. The next screw that falls out is going to be you.
Eat shorts.
What was that?
See where Bart got it from.
Eat my shorts.
You just bought yourself another Saturday, mister.
Crushed.
You just bought one more right there.
Well, I'm free the Saturday after that. Beyond that, I'm going to have to check my calendar.
Good.
Just can't shut up.
Because it's going to be filled. We'll keep going. You want another one? Say the word. Just say the word. Instead of going to prison, you'll come here. Are you through?
No.
I'm doing society a favor.
So?
That's another one right now. I've got you for the rest of your natural born life if you don't watch your step. You want another one?
Yes.
You got it. You got another one right there. That's another one, pal.
Cut it out.
Is that Molly?
You through?
Yep. Yeah.
Not even close, bud.
Good. You got one more right there.
You really think I give a shit?
Another. You through?
How many is that?
That's 7, including the one when we first came in and you asked Mr. Vernon here whether Barry Manilow knew that he raided his closet.
That's Michael Anthony Hall, right?
Yes, I believe it. Yeah. He was a geek.
He was a good character too.
He was yeah, I mean, out of all the characters, he was the one. Yeah, he love that guy. But he was great in that movie. What a scene. Yeah, I mean, it's 7, including the one. So that's in theaters again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see. Breakfast Club has often been cited as the best in best of lists, including Empire's 2014 301 greatest movies of all time.
It's like one of those Gen X movies. I think it's an anniversary, of course, but that's why they're putting it back in because we're the last generation that's spending any money.
Yeah, good point. Well, we're at that point. So good times, go see it. I may actually do that. I think that might be something we put on the list of things to do this summer and fall. See how long it's on.
Have your kids seen that?
I think my oldest one has, but I actually got to talk to my wife and see. I'm not sure, but that was one of the things we were planning on doing, taking them with us to the movie theater.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it tell us?
Your youngest might not get it.
True. That's actually a good point. Because she's almost at the age now where we gotta watch Ferris Bueller, because there's certain cult classics they have to watch.
Oh yeah,
and this should be one of them for sure. I think 16 Candles was one that my wife watched with my oldest daughter.
Yeah, the Molly Ringwald
trifecta. I think it is.
You know what's funny is like she's like a girl that I didn't really find all that cute back then when I was a teenager, but I look back at her now and from those days, I'm like, man, why didn't I? She was cute as.
Yeah, I thought the hot one was the other chick. I can't remember her name now.
After they made her up, at the end of the movie, yeah.
But I was like, no, I don't want the preppy one. I want that one. That's the one that's hot to me. But she's beautiful, and she was great. What did she ever end up doing after these movies? Did she ever go? I don't remember seeing.
I think she was so she kept acting, but she never got roles that were. Let me look that up real quick.
Oh, just so you know, its theatrical run will run between September 7th and conclude on September 10th.
September. Good.
Yeah, it's only 4 or 5 days. And if you go visit Fandango, we'll put that in the link in the show notes. They'll tell you where it's being shown.
I just saw her in a movie recently, like a newer movie.
Oh, good.
I'm going to. IMD, right? Is that what that thing is called? DB,
Internet Movie Database. Yep.
Yeah, I just saw her recently. She did a great job acting.
Yeah, I thought she was great in all those movies.
She was great back then. I think she took time to have a family.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm sure. Which good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go check it out and send us your review. Tell us if it holds up or not. Tell us if it holds up.
Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, and Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club, the Ringwald trifecta.
The one thing I didn't see was For Keeps, which is from that same era.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that, but
I don't either. So go check it out, and like I said, tell us if it holds up. We'd like to know what you think. Crookedrivercast@gmail.com. Next, we'll touch on, there's a new baby at the zoo. Yay! Baby at the zoo. No, that was definitely not the right. That was, I got to get those things away from each other on my soundboard. They're right next to each other. I always click the wrong one. So new baby at the zoo. I don't know. I thought I saw some pictures, and originally, they have if you go on this website, the zoo website, you can cast your vote. That's kind of why I clicked on this. Put it in the lineup, and then as I started reading through it, I was kind of disappointed because they already have preset names that you have to pick from, and which to me is boring because they got Zane, which means noble. They got Malik, which means king. Albert, which means referencing Lake Albert in Uganda. And I thought we could come up with our own. I thought like Long Neck Nick would be one. But since they already pre-planned it, they're boring. But if you want, still participate. You can go to the site, vote which name you think we should put for the new giraffe at the zoo. So he will be the king of his half-acre plot on the zoo somewhere. So good for him. I do like going to the zoo, but I do sometimes go, it's like keeping your dog in the house all the time.
There's things that suck about it, but
educationally it's nice.
It is great for the kids to go.
Educationally it's nice, but again, it's like keeping your dog locked up in the house all the time. But I get too far deep that. But they have a new little baby giraffe. Go see him. I'll help pick out his name, and that's that. Check it out. Put the link in the show notes, as they say. And lastly, the summer countdown. This is the one I think I probably should have flipped. I probably should have put the WNBA story on the good things and put this on the regular story, because it is the countdown for summer. And according to this list, this is a day old, so we got to take a day off. So there's 9 days to Labor Day. This is on Saturday the 23rd. 9 days to Labor Day, 15 days to the Browns' first game, which is, the longer that takes, the longer you don't have to deal with all the heartache. So 30 days till fall. The first day officially of fall is 30 days away. First sunset at 6 p.m. Ugh. It's 44 days away. First Cavs game is 60 days away. Blah, blah. So Halloween, 69 days away.
69!
69! I don't know. You know.
Wait, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Got to do it right. 69!
That was perfect. Thank you. So point of this is summer is winding down. If there are things you wanted to do that you haven't done yet, go do them because you only got a couple weeks left, a month at most.
From mid-August to end of September is my favorite part of the summer, just because the weather, you can actually enjoy the outdoors rather than sweating your balls off. Yeah,
I was kind of disappointed. We went to Cedar Point. That was kind of our final hurrah for the summer for the kids before they went to school. And that's the other tip off for everybody. Back to school season the past couple of weeks. So all the kids are going back to school, which signifies the end of summer, in my opinion, or the approach of end of summer.
Yeah.
When we were talking about what day to go and picking what day to go, I just told my wife, I said, look, I want 75 and partly cloudy. As long as we got 75 and partly cloudy, we're good. Well, 73 and sunny, Tom. I was like, you were close. But I asked for 75 and partly cloudy. 73 and sunny will do, though.
73 and sunny is pretty darn good.
It was freaking awesome. I was like, how do we, and then we stayed overnight. And the following day, we woke up in the morning and debating we should go in for a couple hours before we leave. And then it poured the whole rest of the day.
Oh, really?
Not maybe the whole rest of the day, but most of the morning. And I had a coworker that was trying to go there with this kid, and he said they really didn't get on any rides. They just pulled the plug at 1 o'clock and just went home. So, I was like, couldn't have picked a better day. And it was, but yes, the whole point of that was it does cool down, but you also get rain. So you had to,
September actually.
September's pretty good. Yeah.
September is like one of the least, I think it has the least amount of rain historically for summer.
Okay. Yeah.
But once you start getting those fronts coming in where it starts cooling down a little bit, you get some rainy days.
That's okay though. That's okay. So get out and get some stuff done before summer is gone, and we're freaking complaining about snow.
Yeah, I'll take this all day long.
All day long.
All year long. And
on that very happy, somewhat, I guess, happy notes, summer is ending, but go out and get something done. That's the end of the show. We come to the end, and we don't want to leave the show without at least reminding you one more time to share the show with your friends, subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app, send us an email for missing anything. Check out our website, crookedrivercast.com. Send us an email at crookedrivercast@gmail.com. You can find us on X and YouTube, and all those fun places. So really appreciate everybody listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace.